We're looking at another hot day for your 4th of July with very low rain chances to ruin any of your 4th of July fun. We'll have the breakdown on that coming up in this newscast.
Plus, the big beautiful bill could bring big changes to the country's air traffic control system. More on the potential upgrades straight ahead.
Russian President Vladimir Putin responded to President Donald Trump's request for a ceasefire with Russia's largest ever air attack on Ukraine. In London, I'm Alex Hogan. I'll have more on this story coming up.
First on the Gulf Coast with breaking news and weather. Fox 10 Midday starts now.
Happy birthday to the USA. On July 4th, 1776, the Continental Congress adopted the Declaration of Independence, stating the American colonies were now free and independent. For decades, most Americans have celebrated Independence Day by grilling food, swimming at the beach or pool, spending time with family and friends, and of course, watching fireworks at night. Most households will spend more than $92 on food this 4th of July, according to the National Retail Federation. We will have more of America's birthday throughout the show today, but first, welcome into Fox 10 Midday. I'm Ashlyn Mitchell alongside meteorologist Hannah Fink. And Hannah, lots going on in our area today, all of the celebrations. What can we expect from the weather?
Well, we can expect a hot day today, but luckily those rain chances are holding off today. Let's break that down. Current conditions across the region. Lots of sunshine out there. Not much cloud coverage to provide us with any shade, but that's okay. Great for outdoor fun that you have planned today. Forecast winds are showing that it's not going to be as humid today. We feel a little bit of that humidity, but not like what we have been feeling. When we have a northerly wind, temperatures usually are going to be hotter, but the humidity will be low because we have wind coming in from the north. And I'll show you here on the water vapor, you can see that a little bit more. This brown color right here, that is dry air, and that is slowly moving into our area after that front moved past yesterday. So it's a little humid out there, but it's a little bit more pleasant, but that actually causes our temperatures to be higher. So that's why we're feeling temperatures in the mid 90s today. Current conditions near the beaches, Gulf Shores, 82 degrees, feels like 88. Plenty of sunshine out there, 85 at Pensacola, and feels like 90 degrees out there. So already getting warm out there. Forecast planner in Mobile also shows for another warm day out there. Maybe some increased cloud coverage by this afternoon, but 92 degrees by 1 o'clock. Day planner throughout the day today for your 4th of July, looking like plenty of sunshine. We have a very small chance of a lingering shower in the afternoon, but nothing to ruin your fun. Partly cloudy skies, 93 degrees by 3 p.m. And here's a breakdown of those rain chances. We'll have more on that coming up later on in this newscast.
Hannah, thank you. The big beautiful bill narrowly passed the House on Thursday, but it's expected to lead to big changes for the country's air traffic control system. Fox News correspondent Rebecca Castor has more.
Millions of Americans are hitting the road for what could be a record-breaking weekend for travel.
Traffic is heavy at some spots, but not really too unusual.
But safety is top of mind for many flying to their destinations after months of near misses and outages at airports.
The yeas are 218, the nays are 214.
The big beautiful bill passed by Congress this week could ease some of those fears. It sets aside $12.5 billion to modernize the country's air traffic control system, one of President Trump's biggest policy priorities.
In some congested areas, you saw what happened with the helicopter and the plane and a lot of other things. If we had great equipment, and we should have had, it was all set up to go.
Calls for an overhaul increased after an American Airlines jet collided with a military helicopter in January. Then in April, equipment failures caused widespread flight disruptions at Newark Liberty International Airport in New Jersey. But the legislation is not expected to fund a complete overhaul. And some industry groups estimate that could cost more than $30 billion.
We need additional money to actually fix the older equipment. This is a brand new, state-of-the-art system. And it's going to take 3 to 4 years, but we have to get started now.
The FAA is already making upgrades. On Thursday, the agency said it installed a new fiber optic network that will improve communications between New York and Philadelphia. In Washington, Rebecca Castor, Fox News.
Meanwhile, with the president's big, beautiful bill now behind them, members of Congress are now looking ahead to their next big challenge, next year's midterm elections. Some Republicans had already been saying that the president has been on a streak, putting Democrats back on their heels. But the president urging caution this week as conservative Republicans were pushing to rein in more spending.
The president is hitting one victory after the other, and they do not know what they're going to do with the midterm elections in 26 and in 28 for the next president.
You also have to get elected. You know, when you do cutting, you have to be a little bit careful because people don't like necessarily cutting if they get used to something.
And beyond the big, beautiful bill, Republicans are also hoping to buck a trend that the party in control of the White House generally loses seats in midterm elections. Well, U.S. businesses could soon learn the tariff rate they'll have to pay for certain imports. President Trump says he's sending determination letters to countries likely starting today. He says those rates will range from 10 or 20% to 60 or 70%. Trump's so-called reciprocal tariff pause is set to end on Wednesday. He's sounding less confident, though, about making trade deals now than he did shortly after imposing his tariffs in April. Trump argues tariffs bring in revenue. The Federal Reserve Chair, meanwhile, says they contributed to the Fed's recent decisions not to lower rates, while Trump says collection of most of the new tariffs will begin August 1st. In the meantime, passengers are now stranded after over a third of all flights at Paris airports were canceled due to an air traffic control strike. Disruptions started hitting airports around France yesterday, leaving tens of thousands of passengers to rearrange plans at the height of the summer travel season. Two air traffic unions now protesting understaffing, low salaries, and new reform measures aiming to more tightly monitor their work. The National Civil Aviation Authority asked airlines to cancel 40% of flights Friday at airports serving Paris and 30% of flights in Marseille, Lyon, and some other cities. Despite the cancellations, though, the authority warned in a statement that, quote, disruptions and long delays are to be expected at all French airports.
Everything is ruined for now. We don't really know if we can have like any reimbursement on the flight, on the hotel, and everything. So we're just staying there and just living with the moment and like just the frustration. And basically what they're doing is like we cannot talk to that or complain anymore on the local flight businesses. They only accept if you want to come in just to buy another ticket. So you cannot reclaim anything. It's not possible. Yeah, they're basically like just closing. Like anything, like, you know, it's crazy day, actually, like just crazy moments, you know.
The French transport minister called the union demands and their justice to strike just as French schools close for the summer, quote, unacceptable. Well, at least 9 people are injured after a gas station explosion in Rome. That explosion was heard around the Italian capital this morning, sending up a huge cloud of dark smoke across the city. 8 of the people injured were police officers and a firefighter arriving for rescue operations, and all suffered non-life-threatening burns. We're told several chain explosions followed the first, but officials are still investigating the cause of the explosion. Vladimir Putin is rejecting President Trump's calls now for peace and responded to the new proposal with a record-breaking air attack against Ukraine. Here's Fox News correspondent Alex Hogan with the story.
I'm very disappointed with the conversation I had today with President Putin.
President Trump is intensifying his push for peace in Ukraine. He spoke to his Russian counterpart, Vladimir Putin, on Thursday, urging him to stop attacking and come back to the bargaining table. Hours later, Putin responded, but not in the way Trump wanted. Russia launched another record-breaking air attack across Ukraine early Friday, hitting residential buildings in multiple cities.
And I'm very disappointed. I don't think he's looking to stop.
And that's too bad.
Several hours after the attack, President Trump spoke with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, who's been pleading with Trump to resume shipments of military aid, especially Patriot missiles for air defense.
We will continue, the president said yesterday, to support Ukraine. And I'm sure Congress will want to act judiciously to support Ukraine also.
But with American aid no longer a guarantee, Zelensky is also asking Europe to step up and fill the gap.
Russia invests in everything that goes against our European way of life. That's why we must not let them win.
Meanwhile, NATO continues to reinforce its eastern flank as a new supreme commander takes over. He says his appointment is proof the U.S. is committed to European security.
The threats we face are only becoming more intertwined, but they are no match for the unity, the resolve, and the shared purpose that I see gathered on this field today.
In a statement, the Kremlin said that President Donald Trump asked Putin for a ceasefire, but the Russian president will, quote, not back down. In London, Alex Hogan, Fox News.
And listen to this story. A Ukrainian family says they're alive after Russia's latest attack, all thanks to their dog. Kiev officials say the hours-long air raid yesterday damaged 40 apartment blocks, passenger railway infrastructure, and 5 schools, along with many cars across several Kiev districts. A mother and 2 daughters say their white Pomeranian buddy woke them up so they could make it to shelter. Well, straight ahead, the skies will be lit up with fireworks tonight all across the Gulf Coast. We'll tell you where you can find them with a full preview of July 4th fun after the break. But first, Hannah, a hot but lovely day for the 4th of July.
It definitely will be. So many will be heading to the beaches. Traffic overall is looking pretty good, but if you were heading to any of the beaches along the Gulf Coast, please do expect some slowdowns. But other than that, you are going to have a beautiful sunny day. We'll be right back after this break. Well, taking a live look outside at the beaches, and everybody has the same idea to soak up the sunshine along all of our coastal beaches. I'm definitely jealous of them. Just make sure you have that sunscreen on. Here, let's take a look at our holiday headlines. Hot and dry out there for your 4th of July. Lots of sun and very low rain chances. Fun is expected for everybody. Great beach, pool, and boating weather. And this weekend, we can expect humidity and rain chances to return into our forecast. But for your Independence Day, here's the overall forecast. Very hot and mostly dry for your day. 93 degrees, a 0% chance of rain in Mobile, and a slight wind out of the north, keeping our humidity down. Our forecast highs today are going to be on the toastier side, mid-90s across the Gulf Coast area, 94 in Navarre, 93 in Pensacola, 93 in Mobile, 92 in Atmore, 93 in Evergreen, 93 in Leakesville, 90 in Fairhope, and 95 in Milton. One thing you will want to keep in mind, though, those heat index values are going to make it feel like the triple digits today. We'll be at 98 by noon. We'll be near 98 for the entirety of the afternoon. Then we start to slowly get down into the mid-90s, then to the 80s after sunset. For your Muggy meter, this is just to show you that dry air is still in place. We are in the 60s, which means we are now in that noticeable category. We're usually grazing that miserable category right there, but it's still a little bit humid out there, but it doesn't feel like you are wearing the air. You don't feel that sweat dripping down your back right away when you walk out the door. For your backyard forecast this afternoon, it's going to be hot, 93 degrees by 3 p.m. We have a very low chance of rain to develop throughout the entirety of the afternoon, but if there is any rain showers, it is going to be very spotty, lingering. They'll last maybe 10-15 minutes, but overall it's going to be a hot day. 90s throughout the entirety of the afternoon, and then we slowly start to drop into the evening hours. Another great way to celebrate the 4th of July, low risk of rip currents at our beaches, which is great news because a lot of people are visiting our beaches and having fun. One way to do that, make sure you always stay safe. That is #1 priority. But 93 degrees today, and then we'll be in the lower 90s Saturday and Sunday. Just keep in mind, always be cautious getting into the water, but luckily those low risk of rip currents look to linger on for the next week. Firework forecast tonight, 88 degrees by 7 o'clock. and then we'll get to the lower 80s by 10 o'clock. Partly cloudy skies, very low chances of rain. Here's a look at the breakdown of our future forecast. So you can see these very small showers could linger in our area, specifically in Florida, in our northern counties. This is 6:30, 8 o'clock. Most of us are dry, just perfect time for getting ready for those fireworks shows. This is 9:30. They're very spotty, but most of us are staying dry today. That's why we only have a 10% chance of rain today. Then some of it can linger into the overnight hours. This is 1 o'clock in the morning, but nothing to be concerned about, nothing to ruin your fireworks shows either. They are very small lingering showers. In that area we are watching in the Atlantic, a low has developed over from east of Jacksonville, Florida. There's a chance for some possible tropical development. There is a huge flood risk for Florida as well as some of our southeastern states like Georgia and the Carolinas, but there's no impact to our area, which is good news. For your weekend outlook, that heat is going to stay, but those rain chances are going to increase, a 30% chance on Saturday and a 40% chance on Sunday. And in your 7-day forecast, you can see the heat is not going anywhere, but those rain chances are making an appearance once again. Ashlyn?
It's officially the 4th of July, and fireworks stores all across the area are expecting to be very busy today. Shoppers say they're looking for big explosions, colorful lights, and of course a good deal. For buyers having a tough time choosing the right fireworks though, Jerry's Fireworks in Theodore offers a device that can help. Buyers use a PyroScan to show them what the fireworks will look like on a screen without having to light them first.
It takes the burden off us in here trying to explain what it does. Instead of saying, explain it to them, and say, hey, I can show you.
And as fun as lighting fireworks are, there are some safety precautions you should always keep in mind. Always supervise your children, keep a safe distance away after lighting them, and have a bucket of water handy, and never point fireworks at people or animals. Well, the City of Mobile is bringing in some help to make sure everyone can be comfortable while enjoying the fireworks show tonight at Battleship Park. The company Snazzy, which stands for Special Needs Assistance Station for You, was started by Dale Jackson, who wanted to make events more inclusive for his son with special needs. Snazzy sets up large tents like this one on your screen that include air conditioning, an adult changing table, a Hoyer lift, and a nursing space for mothers. Jackson says since 2017, they've set these tents up at over 750 events, including Auburn home football games, where he saw firsthand just how much of a difference it made for a child whose older brother was on a ventilator.
And to hear that little 7-year-old talk about getting to go to an event with his mom and his brother, like as a 7-year-old, he had never done that before. And then to hear and to watch his mom and dad sit down, and you could just see the level of peace and the stress melt away.
What a memory for that family. We're told the tent will be available for anyone who needs help on site. They'll also have earplugs available for anyone whose ears might be sensitive to the loud fireworks. Well, some activity is going down now at the Fairhope Pier this morning, as you can see on your screen, but it's only going to get busier throughout the day as thousands prepare to attend the city's 4th of July celebration. Festivities will begin with a Baldwin Pops concert at 7:30 in Henry George Park. And if you're going, be sure to pack your lawn chair and blankets to enjoy the music. Then the fireworks show will follow around 9 p.m. But due to the ongoing Working Waterfront project, several changes have been made this year to ensure a smooth event experience. Here's what you need to know. First, South Beach Park will remain closed throughout the event. The Rose Garden Circle will be reserved for pedestrian traffic only, serving as a prime viewing area for the fireworks. Handicap parking will be available to the right of the Rose Garden, and visitors requiring handicap access are encouraged to arrive early to secure a spot. Finally, North Beach Park will be open until all parking spaces are filled. Well, plenty of other events are happening across our area to celebrate the 4th. In Daphne, the fireworks celebration kicks off at 9 at the Altrion Sports Complex. The City of Robertsdale fireworks show will take place at dusk at Garrick Park. Over in Creola, celebrations will happen from 5 to 9 p.m. at Creola City Park. And in Monroeville, the 4th of July Freedom Fest will kick off at 4 this afternoon. That's happening at Veterans Park. Then in Pensacola, celebrations will take place at Bartram Park and Veterans Memorial Park. We're told food trucks will be there starting at 4 o'clock today, and the fireworks show over in Pensacola Bay will start at 9. That was a lot of information there, so for the complete list and all the details, just head on over to fox10tv.com. And straight ahead on Fox 10 Midday, we're taking a look at the history of one of July 4th's favorite foods. Hannah will also have a look at your 4th of July forecast when Fox 10 Midday returns. Well, welcome back into Fox 10 Midday and happy 4th of July to you and your family. We have some good news now for your 4th of July cookout. Experts are saying barbecue prices are back to normal. According to a Wells Fargo analysis, to serve a party of 10 with all the traditional fixings, it'll cost you around $130. That's actually up 2.2% from last year, but many Americans may not notice anything too unusual. Experts say tariffs don't appear to have impacted 4th of July food prices yet because most of the menu items are produced domestically. Well, what's the 4th of July without freedom, fireworks, and frankfurters? Yeah, today is the biggest hot dog consumption day on the calendar. So whether you boil them, microwave them, or toss them on a grill, Fox's Caroline Shively has more on this summer staple.
Sun's out, buns out, but don't forget the hot dogs. Millions of Americans will enjoy the tasty summer treat, whether at a baseball game or a backyard barbecue.
Americans eat about 7 billion hot dogs between Memorial Day and Labor Day. July 4th is the single biggest hot dog consumption day of the year. Americans eat about 150 million hot dogs on July 4th alone.
While everyone agrees the summer staple is delicious, there's a not so heated debate over the preferred preparation, with 75% saying on the grill is the way to go.
Certainly that aligns very well with July 4th plans. People love to get together around the grill and throw some hot dogs on there.
According to Eric Mittenthal, top dog at the National Hot Dog and Sausage Council, mustard tops toppings followed by ketchup and onions. And etiquette suggests always eating with your hands. Don't take more than 5 bites to finish a standard frank. And
we say that if you're over the age of 18, you should not put ketchup on a hot dog. That is a frank faux pas. But for those who are kids at heart, it's okay.
A 4th of July party without hot dogs is the worst. And as folks shop for their cookout, they may have noticed that hot dogs and buns are sold in different quantities. But frankly, there's a reason.
It's really just based on the way that each one is prepared and packaged. So for buns, they are typically cooked in tins that are 4 per tin. And so that's why you get 8 buns, 2 separate tins in a package. Hot dogs are packaged by the pound.
One of the biggest debates is a hot dog a sandwich. 57% say no.
A hot dog is not a sandwich. A hot dog is its own unique food item. And if it's on a bun, it's called a hot dog. If it's not on a bun, it's a hot dog. The bun's really irrelevant. It's just a hot dog.
There is one dog where you're allowed to use a knife and a fork. It's the chili dog. So messy, so delicious. It wouldn't be summer without it. In Alexandria, Virginia, I'm Caroline Shively, Fox News.
Love it. Or you can air fry it like I like to do as well. So coming up, it's still a little over a month until school begins. And in case you're wondering what to do with the kids, we have some new ideas for you. Plus, some runners taking advantage of the cooler morning and running for a great cause. Stephen Moody will have those details after the break. But first, let's check in with Hannah.
Well, we have a toasty day outside. Maybe a cannonball competition is in store for your 4th of July. Plenty of sunshine out there and hot temperatures with very low rain chances. Stick with us. We'll be right back.
Committed to you. This is Fox 10 Midday.
Welcome back in. It's an Independence Day tradition, and this morning at the wharf, runners lined up for the annual Shark Run. Fox 10 News reporter Stephen Moody takes us to the start line.
Runners made the most out of these great conditions, all for a holiday tradition. And they're off. Hundreds of people started their Independence Day at the wharf in Orange Beach for the annual 5K Shark Run and competitive walk, along with the 1-mile fun run. Runners got here bright and early, just before 6 a.m., but it was worth it.
This is my first time doing this run here, but anytime I get a chance to come out and do a 5K, I enjoy doing it. And looks like the weather's going to be good. It's going to be a good day.
It's so exciting. Just something festive to do to start off the 4th of July.
Everyone who finished this morning got a medal, but for them, it was about the experience.
It's well organized. I'm excited.
It's a good community. The running community is good here on the Gulf Coast, and we're going to have a good time.
Making this the perfect start to our Independence Day.
Being grateful to be able to get up and move your body, and it's not always about winning, but just taking care of yourself.
And following the race, an award ceremony was held for the runners. Reporting here at the wharf, Stephen Moody, Fox 10 News.
Stephen, thank you, and a great job to all of the runners who got up early to accomplish that. Well, as temperatures continue to climb out there, many are turning to a summertime favorite, watermelon, as a great way to beat the heat. And you'll be able to get plenty of it in Grand Bay at the Watermelon Festival. Today marks day 2 of the 51st annual Grand Bay Watermelon Festival, and the fun is already underway. There will be rides, an open car show, and the annual Pretty Baby contest. For the main event, of course, all you can eat ice-cold watermelon slices, and parking today will be $5. The price of admission is $5 as well. Well, hundreds of people gathering at Saraland High School to watch the colorful fireworks, and it's a common sight and sound during 4th of July, as we'll see today. But how do fireworks shows come together, and what all goes into setting it up? Melissa Tackett with Pyro Shows, a company that specializes in fireworks and special effects displays, says it's more than just setting them off. Tackett and her crew were at Saraland High School setting up for last night's big showcase, setting each fireworks shell where it needs to go and connecting cannons to these wires right here, making sure everything is ready to go. With this device, Tackett can see the syncing of the fireworks, how strong they are, and what needs to go off next.
They come in these nice boxes for us, pre-packed. Pyro Shows orders all the pyro. They deliver it to us from Tennessee. They send us all of our cue sheets as far as what gets shot in what order, the timing. Sometimes there's music. A squib, an electric match, goes into this T right here. And once we hit that electrical switch, the electricity hits that electric match and it just goes kind of a psh, that's all it does. And it ignites the black powder. That powder shoots all the way across here, runs down each one of these.
Wow, lots of tedious details there, and Tackett says this job requires a lot of skill and attention, but after doing this for over a decade, it never gets old.
Well, here's a live look outside at Crab Island. Traffic is on the slower side. People must already be at the beach starting their 4th of July plans, and a gorgeous day outside at that Indecent. Plenty of sunshine, and those clouds are not going to provide all that much shade, but temperatures right now, taking a look outside with 80 degrees, upper 80s for the most part. A lot of us are grazing that 90-degree mark for temperatures right now, right before noon. 85 degrees in Pensacola, 87 here in Mobile, 87 in Bruton, 90 already in Crestview, 91 in Milton, 89 in Evergreen, 87 in Grove Hill, and 87 in Lucedale. Temperatures throughout the day will continue to climb. We're going to get to the lower 90s, 91 by noon, and we'll slowly get to 93 by 3 p.m. Then heat index value is going to make it feel even worse out there at about 5 to 6 degrees to the actual temperature outside, and that is how it feels on our skin. Luckily for us, though, it's a little bit slimmer than how we've been seeing it over the past couple of weeks. That's because we have lower humidity, but because the temperatures are higher, it still feels super hot outside. And our dew points, 60s across the board, which means we are going to have lower humidity throughout the day today. We can slowly see humidity start to creep back into the overnight hours going into our weekend, where our rain chances start to increase. But luckily for us today, very low rain chances. Most of us are not even going to see any rain today. If you're going to see rain, it is going to be a dribble, a very short-lived cell of dribbling rain. Very light rain, nothing to ruin your outdoor plans or your fireworks show. If you're grilling out today, make sure you are staying hydrated. Those flames are not going to feel good when it's already in the lower 90s throughout the afternoon. 92 degrees by 1 o'clock, and we'll get to 93 by 3 p.m. So we're going to be in the lower 90s throughout the entirety of the afternoon with plenty of sunshine to soak up. UV index, make sure you have that sunscreen on. 10 to 15 minutes for burn time. Peak hours is 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. So we have an extreme UV out there. Make sure you have SPF 30, drinking plenty of water and taking breaks in the shade when you can, because that cloud coverage today, not providing any shade for us today. If you're heading to the beach to cool off, next 10 hours at Orange Beach, lots of sunshine out there, 91 degrees by 1 o'clock. Excuse me, 2 o'clock. I was right the first time. Then we'll be in the lower 90s for a few hours and start to slowly drop in temperature tonight. Lots of sunshine out there as well. Low risk of rip currents at our Alabama beaches as well as our Florida beaches. So perfect weather to be at the beach and to cool off for your 4th of July. Here's your firework forecast once again, just to show you low rain chances, but nothing to ruin your fireworks show. Very nice visibility out there. Those higher level clouds are going to be in no way, shape or form in the way of your fireworks show, and temperatures will be in the mid to lower 80s throughout the night tonight. And here's that area we are looking at. A low has developed east of Jacksonville, Florida. The chance for possible tropical system or subtropical system is going to be in the Atlantic. There's a flood risk for Florida, Georgia, South Carolina, as well as North Carolina, but luckily for us, there's no threat to the Fox 10 area or the Gulf in general. 7-day forecast shows it's going to stay hot. Humidity starts to increase, so do our rain chances starting this weekend, and we'll get back to our typical summertime pattern. Ashlyn?
Hannah, thank you. Well, by now we've all settled into summer break, and maybe you're starting to hear, Mom, I'm bored. Susan Campbell has some simple ways to save on summer fun.
The kids say they're bored, and you just see the dollar signs racking up. But with a little creativity, we can have plenty of fun this summer on a budget. Sure, you know the splash pad is a free activity. So's that concert in the park. But we've got to keep kids entertained all summer long.
You don't actually have to spend a lot of money to have fun. You just have to spend a little time doing the research to find the free fun.
Here's a freebie for the little ones.
So stores like the Home Depot offer a free kids workshop the first Saturday of every month, and they build things like model race cars, planters, and lots of other fun crafts.
Money-saving mom Andrea Warwick says kids can bowl for free too.
Go to kidsbowlfree.com. There are hundreds of participating bowling centers across the country that offer 2 free games every day to kids during the summer. And that could even be something you do while you're traveling.
While you're traveling or here at home, everyone can get deep discounts on movie theater tickets for certain days of the week.
Regal Cinemas and Cinemark also have family-friendly movie programs where you can see a movie for as little as $1.75.
And this summer, we've got to eat. So check out the Kids Eat Free app. The company's based in Chandler.
These free kids meals are usually only offered with the purchase of an adult entree. And if you want 2 kids meals, you need to purchase 2 entrees. But considering, especially those little kids, they don't always eat everything. Great way to offset some of those dining costs.
Here's another way to lower the cost of dining out. If you know there's a certain restaurant you plan to go to, you can buy gift cards in bulk at places like Sam's Club or Costco. Those can be discounted up to 30% off, so you get a little more value for your money. I'm Susan Campbell.
Some good tips there. Well, listen to this now. Paris opens up its historic river to let the public take a dip for the first time in more than a century. Public swimming will reopen at 3 sites along the Seine River on Saturday. The city previously restricted people from swimming in the river, besides a few exceptions, including the 2024 Olympic Games. Paris spent more than $1 billion to clean up the river for the games. Now, as it opens, many residents are split on how safe it actually is to swim in the Seine.
I'm very excited to go swim in the Seine. I think it's a beautiful, it's an opportunity. I mean, it's a dream come true to be able to swim in a river in the city.
Even if I weren't pregnant, I wouldn't do it here.
I don't think it's clear enough to swim in the Seine. Yeah.
The swimming sites will have lifeguards on duty and water quality tests will be conducted every day. Straight ahead, Krispy Kreme is rewarding your patriotism today. We'll tell you how you can benefit. Plus, in this morning's Does It Work, we're testing out the Crimpet. Rachel Hackbarth shows us how it's supposed to work. More Fox 10 Midday is on the way right after this. Welcome back and happy 4th of July to you. Some fun stories to talk about now. Police in Wisconsin captured a wallaby on the run.
Wallabies are similar to kangaroos and are typically found in Australia, but not this one.
Yeah, it was running loose Thursday near a FedEx facility right outside Milwaukee.
After local police caught the wallaby, an officer tested the animal's friendliness and was able to pet it.
But it didn't stay calm for very long.
The wallaby was jumping around all over the place while officers tried to get it into the squad car.
My word, it really is. Eventually, the officers got it done.
Police say the wallaby has been reunited with its owner.
What a wild chase. Look at that video right there.
He was having the time of his life.
You know, it's so funny because I feel like every day we talk about a brand new animal escaping.
You're not wrong. I think every time I'm on the 11 or the 3 o'clock, we talk about some sort of animal.
We need to investigate why this is happening all over the country.
I think it's fun.
Yes, we had the kangaroo in Auburn, I believe maybe a month or so ago. Ed the zebra.
We had a seal.
A seal?
Yeah. Shelby and I talked about it during a 3 o'clock, how he was just, chilling, doing his thing.
It's incredible. I mean, maybe they're just trying to live life and enjoy themselves. They deserve it. I'm glad he made it home safely, though. Look at him jump in there. Well, in the meantime, Krispy Kreme celebrates America's birthday with free donuts today.
Customers who go to any Krispy Kreme shop wearing red, white, and blue can score a free glazed donut. We should go then.
Loving the sound. Let's go right now. Well, there's a limit of 1 donut, though, per customer. I feel like Krispy Kreme does an amazing job celebrating every holiday.
They do. I swear every time there's a holiday, we always talk about one of their deals.
They're always on our show. We love Krispy Kreme. If you had to pick a favorite donut, what would it be?
See, I'm a sucker for chocolate, so probably the chocolate sprinkle.
Those are delicious.
Those are my favorite.
I'm glad you like the sprinkles. Some people say they don't like them because it's a texture thing.
Oh no, I love the
favorite.
sprinkles.
Happy 4th. Burritos, calzones, enchiladas.
All foods many people find delicious, but if these items aren't wrapped or folded just right, they can get a little messy.
Oh yeah, we're testing out a product you asked us to try.
It's the Crimpet, and it's a tortilla sealer. I saw this on Amazon.
Did you really?
Oh my God, my roommates and I were talking about it. That's actually hilarious.
I eat a lot of these food items. I might need to get one. We'll see. Here's Rachel Hackbarth with this week's Does It Work?
Marky spends a lot of time in the kitchen, so he's helping us test out the Crimpet. This tortilla sealer comes in 3 sizes. The larger version costs $19.99. Mark is going to see if this really will help him make one of his favorite foods, fajitas.
It's a staple in this house. It's once a week. It's always Mexican food on one day or the other.
Have you ever seen one of these before?
I have never seen this before. This ought to be interesting.
The Crimpet instructions say that you can make anything from enchiladas to calzones mess-free by sealing the fixings inside. We start by filling up the tortilla. The product's packaging says this works with most tortilla sizes.
Throw on some cheese.
Although these tortillas are similar to what you'd find in a restaurant, it still isn't completely covering the edges of our Crimpet. So we're adding a second tortilla to fill the gaps.
So maybe if we put 2 burritos, does that make sense? Like kind of stagger it so it gets over that edge?
There we go. Like that.
Yeah. We fold the device over.
We take this like this. Squeeze this down like this.
Placing everything in the microwave for 20 seconds.
20 seconds. Just like that.
It is crimped, but not perfectly.
But it did. We probably should have just kept with 1.
While the packaging says it works with most tortillas, we find you need to have the exact size, which according to the company's website is 19 to 20 inches.
I mean, it's a great idea, except for it just needs to be the exact size. I give it 2 thumbs up if you had the right size tortillas.
Now, we looked for even larger tortillas and tested it out and found it did work better, Hannah. We also reached out to the makers since we ran into that issue, and they said they recommend using 10-inch tortillas. Hannah, you and your roommate were talking about this, you said.
It's so funny. It popped up on my Instagram. I always get ads for Amazon products, and I really shouldn't be getting them.
Yeah,
So we were talking about it because he's like, is it like a calzone maker? I'm like,
Right.
no, it's for tortillas.
Please.
So that exact product showed up for my ads on Amazon.
Please order it. I would love to see if it works. I love a good tortilla, calzone, you name it. Well, we'll be back with 3 to know before you go. Right now, Hannah, we're taking a live look. Where?
This is outside at Dauphin Island. It looks absolutely gorgeous out there. Plenty of sunshine, and you can see on that American flag for your 4th of July, a very slight breeze out there. But make sure you wear that sunscreen. That heat is on today.
Yes, and speaking of the 4th of July, we'll be right back with a tasty drink to show you how we're celebrating. All right, welcome back in, y'all, and happy 4th of July. Today, Hannah and I are celebrating by making Bomb Pop mocktails. Now, we talked about making some kind of snack, but this is easy. We can't mess it up, right?
I hope not.
We had to start with something really simple. We have not made one yet, but we are about to try this live on air for you now. So all you need is some cranberry juice here, a lemon lime soda like Sprite, Sierra Mist, etc. What brand do we have?
Starry?
Starry. I've never had Starry, but we're going to try it for the first time. And then, of course, a blue lemonade. You can use High C as well. And, of course, a Bomb Pop that Hannah has in her hand for the finishing touch. If these don't turn out, at least we have the Bomb Pops.
At least they're, I mean, I'm sure it'll still taste good.
Here we go. We're going to start with our base, our red base, which is our cranberry juice. Does that look like it's enough?
I think so.
That looks good to me.
That looks good.
We just have to think like a chef. You know what I mean? We just got to feel it out.
Then we need some
A
ice.
scoop of some ice to really separate the layers. And a tip that I learned was you want your drinks to be cold, so it's more likely that the layers will separate and you'll see that definitive red, white, and blue. That's probably good, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, then we're gonna go in with our lemon lime soda.
I feel like you might need to do a slow pour. That might help it not
You're
mix.
so right, Hannah. You are an expert, all right. A slow pour. We have to save room for the blue as well. Really hoping this turns out.
We're about to find out.
It looks kind of like the base of the Bomb Pop, right? Okay. And then finally, we're going in with our blue lemonade. I've never had blue lemonade, so I'm anxious to try. I think it's like a blue raspberry.
I never even knew they
oh my
made
gosh,
this.
Please work.
There's some blue at the top.
Is it working?
There you go. We have a little bit
Is it
of blue.
working? Oh no!
It's
a fail. Actually, okay, look, now it looks cute. All right.
See, now it's
Here,
cute.
we'll set this up for y'all so you can take a look at it. It doesn't look bad. I feel like it's gonna taste pretty good. Here, make one for yourself really
Yes.
quickly so we can try one together.
Yes. I'm going to try and see if I can, you know,
I
I'm gonna
don't
put
know
a
why
lo-
the layers did not
I don't
work.
know. I'm going to see if maybe putting ice in it first does anything. Okay.
That's a big
You know what?
chunk of ice. I'm so glad we decided not to make food.
Right.
That would have been a disaster. Also, this oven. Okay, careful. That oven comes on a lot, so
Oh,
we don't want to
no.
melt our ice.
Okay.
Okay, so red.
So we're going to pour in. Oh, that might be a lot. Uh-oh. It's okay.
We're just making a red drink.
It's
for the
okay.
day.
We're just
a little dash of
they're
white.
not gonna. We're just, you know, getting ourselves some sugar. It's fine.
Watch yours turn out perfectly.
I
I'm gonna
hope.
be so mad.
I honestly
I'm just
don't
kidding.
think it's going to
All
turn
right,
out.
here's your blue.
Oh, you want to get?
Okay, I believe in you. You can do this. Come on, come on, come on.
Come on, do something.
Hey, wait.
I think the bubbles just turned blue.
Nope, still red.
Nope, still red.
I know it's
We
gonna taste good though, because the ingredients look phenomenal. Okay, well you need your straw here. Red, white, and blue straw. It's a bendy straw, which makes things 10 times better. So even though our drink didn't really turn out, guys,
I'm sure it'll still taste delicious.
Okay, are you ready? We have to cheers.
Ready?
Cheers. Delicious.
Delicious.
Hey,
and
and our
perfect
Bomb Pops.
for a warm day.
Happy 4th of July. I hope your drink turns out better than ours.